At 1 a.m. in the morning, Donald Trump posted, "What a day, but more great days are coming!" Exclamation points. Really, Donald? Because right now, as of this recording, the NASDAQ is down 4.29% or 735 points. The Dow is down over 1,000 points or 2.91%. The S&P is down almost 4% as of this recording. What appears to have taken place yesterday was clear market manipulation, where you said that you would be pausing the tariffs on all of the countries other than China, but keeping in place the 10% tariffs on all of the countries, raising the tariffs on China, which today we're now learning is actually 145% tariffs against China. So you didn't really change anything, Donald, other than manipulate the market and make a lot of billionaires rich who may have known about this. There was very unusual behavior that was taking place in the market even before Donald Trump made posts yesterday saying now would be a great time to buy. What kind of president even posts that in the first place? There was very unusual trading activity taking place. And throughout the day, I did a deeper dive on that earlier this morning. Take a look at the video I did on market manipulation and the legal analysis I gave. One of the things that we're learning as well is Donald Trump in his decision-making process, if you even want to call what he does decision-making, he was aware the economy could enter into a recession, but he wants to avoid a depression with his tariffs, but he's okay with a recession. The headline, Trump acknowledged he could cause recession, but just didn't want to turn it into a depression. So that's where we're at. We went from make America great again. You're all going to be rich on day one. Make his oligarch friends very, very wealthy. But recessions are fine. We'll just potentially try to avoid a recession. Let me show you this video right here. You want to talk about tone deaf? In the Oval Office yesterday, Donald Trump is celebrating with Charles Schwab, the actual guy, Charles Schwab, and other billionaires in the Oval Office. They're high-fiving each other that they made billions of dollars yesterday. And Trump's like, he made 900 million. He made $2.5 billion. That's what they're talking about in the Oval Office while we, the American people, suffer because of Donald Trump's reckless and malicious economic policies that benefit the rich. Here, play this clip.
He made $2.5 billion today, and he made 900 million.
That pisses me off so much watching that. And remember, I just said before that the tariffs against China are actually 145%. You may be asking, but Ben, you said 125% yesterday. Well, it's actually now 145%, as CNBC clarified. They went to the White House to say, wait a minute, is it 145? Is it 125? A White House official has now confirmed to Megan Cassella of CNBC that the new tariff against China totals 145%, not 125%, as Donald Trump said yesterday. The executive order spells out the reciprocal rate jumped from 84% to 125% overnight, combined with the 20% fentanyl tariff. We're at 145%. Folks, a lot of businesses and countries, frankly, have no clue what the tariff amounts are for different countries. So the tariff against Canada and Mexico, is that still 25%? Is that 10%? They were not included on the chart that Donald Trump put out on annihilation, liquidation, Great Depression Day, which Donald Trump called Liberation Day. So they thought that they got exemptions, but then we learned that they actually are getting 25% tariffs. But now do they get reduced to 10%? None of it makes sense at all because it's based on the arbitrary, capricious, whimsical, and malicious nature of whatever the hell Donald Trump wants to do to boost his ego, to try to get people to beg him for favors, because that's the authoritarian playbook right there. Chinese companies that sell products on Amazon are preparing to significantly hike their prices. I wonder if it's by 145%. For the U.S., or maybe even quit the U.S. market in general. It's being reported. Usual Wells and other people are reporting that. That's not a shocker. That's the consequence of tariffs. They get passed on to the consumer. It's a tax on the American importer, who then taxes the consumer. So it's going to cause prices to rise. For example, we also know that egg prices rising to their highest levels yet in March. So for all of that talk, oh, we've reduced the price of eggs, Egg prices are up. There's actually some deflationary numbers that came in today on core CPI. The problem is that's indicative of a recession happening right now. That's what it's indicative of. Want to share this with you as well. First, JP Morgan said this. Now MetLife is saying this. They're keeping their percentages of what they think, if they think a recession is going to happen this year. JP Morgan and MetLife both say there's a 60% chance call of a recession. As Molly Jungfast says, we got the yips. They're titling today's note, damaged goods. The American economy is damaged goods. Even if there is a near-term resolution of the tariff and other trade issues, damage has been done to the economy and to consumer expectations. Sustained instability based on the whims of one person does not make for a good investment environment. When policy can immediately take the value of any investment to zero, there is no incentive for businesses to invest. In addition to the consumer behavior we stressed in the quote above, with no clarity for companies seeking to invest in this environment and no rule book from which to operate, we continue to see investment slowing substantially. This will likely be paired with reduced hiring. We expect to see consumers save more after a flurry of pre-tariff implementation buying. Price increases are coming. Equities are still lower. The dollar is still weaker, and yields are still higher than before. Liberation Day. An element of trust has been lost, and that will take time and good policy decisions to recover, which ain't coming anytime soon. But all the MAGA Republicans like MAGA Mike Johnson and others, they want to just glaze Donald Trump. Speaker Mike Johnson literally posted this. Behold, the art of the deal. Trump has created leverage, brought many countries to the table, and will deliver for American workers, American manufacturers, and America's future. These MAGA Republicans are some of the most spineless, bizarre people I've ever even seen. You never have to ask yourself, how does a Kim Jong-un, how do those people clap for Kim Jong-un, and how do authoritarians rise? It's like people like this. I don't even know how this could exist. As James explains, so let me understand the deal. You don't secure a single deal. The market collapses. You then unilaterally capitulate and say you prefer a recession to a depression. That's the art of the deal. And then the market crashes again the next day. Today, that's the art of the deal to these men. These are the dumbest people ever. And I'm, sorry if I'm using crass language, but just in addition to dangerous, it's dangerous and dumb. And these are the people who are supporting the efforts of DOGE, because now as they're crashing the economy, get this is happening today. DOGE will descend upon the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation buildings. FDIC is responsible, of course, for insuring all commercial personal U.S. bank accounts for up to $250,000 and regulating banks, which is pretty scary in light of Trump's manipulations of the markets this week. What are other MAGA Republicans saying? Here's MAGA Republican Congress member Burgess Owens. Donald Trump's the greatest entrepreneur ever. This is so good. As the markets are crashing again, they're saying this. Here, play this clip.
Well, I'll say this. I think America needs to recognize we're in a remarkable moment. We have an absolute genius of an entrepreneur, number one, and one that loves our country and making sure that we're going to be, at the end of the day, in a much better position. So I'm excited about seeing what's happening, and I love also that he's showing what it is to reward good behavior, which all those countries decide they want to at least have a conversation. That's good behavior. Those who decide to retaliate on us, then they're cut out of this whole process. So I'm excited about what's happening right now. And then you
have Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, the worst in history, hyping tariffs on Newsmax next to a ticker showing the stock market tanking again. Play this clip.
That's the greatest and the biggest market in the world, which is us. But when we want to make products and sell it to them, they put up barriers. And so what the president has done is said, listen, we're not going to be taken advantage of anymore. We're going to support American workers, American products. And unless you break down your barriers and let us sell our products into your country, it's not going to work for you. And so we saw, over the course of the last week, some market turmoil. There's been some jitters. We saw a great recovery yesterday. This takes a little bit of time, but we're on the pathway to making sure that the greatest market and the greatest workers and the greatest companies are treated fairly.
And then you have Brooke Rollins on Fox, again, talking about how the 1700s were the best period of time and we should go back to living like we're in 1700. What the hell are they talking about here? Play this clip.
And you know what? We went from a frontier republic of the late 1700s to the world's greatest economic power until about 100 years ago at the dawn of the progressive era when that ended. Now, so today, what this president is doing, 70 countries are calling us, have come to the table. Our chief negotiators are putting America first. We are in a time of uncertainty, but the boldness, the idea, the strategy, and the plan is moving forward. And the president believes, and I certainly support that as his agriculture secretary, that we are entering an age, a golden age of unlimited prosperity once that realignment occurs.
Madam Secretary, I hate to be the one to point out the obvious, but the Dow ticker that was on the screen as you were speaking, it's down 6,000 points from where it was before all of this started. The president has suggested.
Oh, and while all of this was going on, the MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives passed their budget plan, which actually is approving the Senate budget plan. So now they go into further reconciliation procedures, which would give tax cuts to the billionaires. So while all of this is going on, while they're crashing the economy, $4.5 trillion in tax cuts for the billionaires, which is going to raise the deficit, I think, by $20 to $30 trillion. Just take whatever the estimates are and multiply them by like 5. Because when it comes to Donald Trump, I don't know how you just go, well, I think it's going to come in like, it's always way worse than they say it's going to come in. It's going to balloon the deficit by, I think, another $30 trillion. The billionaires are getting $4.5 trillion in tax cuts while they're going to get rid of Medicaid, got $880 billion of Medicaid, got $400 billion from things like education and agriculture and infrastructure and more. Oh, and then Donald Trump wants a $1 trillion spending package on the military. $1 trillion. Meanwhile, Elon Musk just got awarded $5.6 billion for SpaceX. Bezos got awarded $2.7 billion for his Blue Origin. That's in addition to the other government contracts the oligarchs are getting from the FAA and for other things. Anyway, that's what we got today. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thank you for watching. We'll keep you posted.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.